Sanibonani igama lami ngingubusisiwe uthwala mnyama ndejivakaza ngenamponda amadoda avale emnye ngamakhanda umkhonto duma njengezulu khuza umsathaneni. And you are watching BET's In Her Voice, and you guys are going to hear all about my story, and I'm going to share it through my voice. So I grew up, I was born and bred in Ladysmith, and grew up in that small town. And I was born into church, so music was a thing. I was in the church choir. I remember my mom, however, telling me stories about the first song that I actually danced to and the song that I walked to was by Brenda Fassie, and it was called Me Do 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 Do. And that's the song that actually taught me how to walk. And my eldest brother used to have a cassette, and he would play your Mariah Carey, your Whitney Houston. I remember as a family, Jay in general, we would like sit after having done our chores. Music is what has kept us together, because I remember growing up in a family where we had nothing but each other. The song called Amandla Akho in my current album actually speaks so much to where I've been as a child. I remember just being excluded socially by other people within society because, you know, my mom and my dad had no job. Their calling was to work for God. And so I remember this one time we were like, but why do you guys not go out and work like every other parent that is out there? And their answer would be, so basically, yeah, Amandla Akho really relates to my childhood and everything that I've been through, and just being excluded because you have less than others. But for me, I felt like I had so much more than what kids with money did, because I had warm, loving relationships with my parents. So this song titled Amandla Akho is really just dedicated to my family members, not necessarily my parents, but my family members, for just being able for us to go through what we went through and to pull through what we've gone through. And the greatest thing is that my parents actually taught us God, and God has always taken us through all circumstances that we've come across in life. So, amandla kaNkulunkulu ayababazeka ngempela, and that's what the song says.
Zamilu kungiphula kodwa inkosi yangikhulula ayimpilo ayikhulula bhekana nabantu sazoduka yebo ngiyaza kukhulula ebunzimeni usazondlula emoyeni usazokhula mina bulletproof ungadubula. Is anybody out there? Can you even hear me? Bese ngililashilithemba. Is anybody out there? Can you even hear me? Bese ngililashilithemba. Amandla Papa seganyan amandla akho aya papa seganyan aya papa seganyan oh thula mama kuzondlula umthandazo wangituduza thando lwakho langiqinisa senamandla kuzolunga yebo ngiyaza kukhulula nalomthwalo uyangisinda nabangani bayachika popo seganyan amandla akho aya popo seganyan aya popo seganyan oh after everything I've been through I could finally pull through spread my wings and fly up high oh I got this after everything I've been through I could finally pull through spread my wings and fly up high yeah I got this
A lot of people know me from 2015, 2016. I'd actually trying to break into the industry for about 13 years since I actually left school. And I went to study at Wits. I studied BADA, Bachelor in Dramatic Arts, but because my parents did not have, enough money for me to continue with my studies, I then had to drop out of school. I started doing cabaret, which was such an amazing experience because it teaches you about showmanship. It teaches you about, honoring and respecting your audience. Even if there's two people in the audience, you have to always give your best show. But leading into almost late 2015, I entered a competition called SAADA. It's a South African Arts and Development Program. Wish I knew then what I know now. As it went into being signed into the music, the record label, just learned to never mix business with pleasure, and there's more to people than what meets the eye. So basically, for me, mixing business with pleasure is a no-go zone ever again in the industry, and I've obviously at the hands of the owner of the record label experienced abuse and, listening to stories of what other people know about that particular person. I clearly just say in the song, you've done this before, you've gotten away with it, and nobody has actually called you to order about it. And everyone has always been afraid, and I realized that what was at play in that particular time was power. For me, power is an illusion where mankind is concerned. And I've also learned that greed is quite a thing. People get very greedy when it comes to money. Still waiting for my royalties. I just realized that people have done this thing before, and my next song is actually called Uhlalu Kwenza, which means you've always done this before, you've gotten away with it. And I think it's about time someone actually taught you the principle of never ever to take other individuals for granted. So basically that's what the song speaks to say, Uhlalu Kwenza, Uhlalu Kwenza. So yeah, amandla yophela, and it really is just about reminding someone about principle of how to treat the next individual.
Remember those nights when you pulled my hair, pushed me to the ground till I had no air, no air. All the things you said, man, it just ain't fair. Look into your eyes, boy, you just don't care. So why did you lie to the media? Turn my love into mediocre. And from time to time, you would go to see her. But I deserve better. Oh, you make me bitter. Uhlalu Kwenza, Uhlalu Kwenza, kukulungela. Kodwa ukwazi kuyophela, ukwazi kuyophela. Langa liyashonela, advertisement and regret it. Cause I'm a superstar, but man, you said it. Why did you lie to the media? Turn my love into mediocre. And from time to time, you would go to see her. But I deserve better. You make me bitter.
Having experienced what I've experienced in the music industry, I think what I've learned is that you always need a support structure. You always need a team of people, a group of people that are there to support you no matter what, that have your back no matter what. And my family has been that. My family became my best friends. My family became my comfort. But also, I just want to say to Ambitious, thank you guys so much. And I'm trying not to get emotional because sorry. Because literally, I feel like Ambitious Entertainment actually saved my life. Because there was a time where I contemplated on committing suicide. I felt like the only way out of the situation I was facing at that time was to actually commit suicide. And I remember management saying that the battle that you are facing has also become our battle. So whatever it is that you go through, we will go through it with you, regardless of how hard it may be. So I really just want to thank my family, my record label, the management team, for always being behind me at all times. I actually got to see who were my friends and who were not my friends. And I think it just goes back to me that my family will always be my friends. So yeah, I just want to thank them for being there, no matter what. I remember just laying in my hospital bed and thinking what a mess my life has become. I remember having a chat with my boss. He really just said, me and your family, I mean, he said that him and my family were there for me and they were going to support me no matter what, regardless of the circumstances, and that nobody could ever make or break anybody, and they will be with me for the long run, regardless of everything that was transpiring at that particular time. And they reminded me of my purpose. And for me, that was a really enlightening moment and reminding me of the power that I actually have and the strength that I have. And just for them to look at me not just as an artist that they are going to make money of, but they looked at me from a human perspective and they were sympathetic to what I was going through at that time, really for me gave me courage to actually fight for my own life and turn things around. So the next song is titled Ngithandile, meaning that I loved you, but it really just speaks to the person that I had been with at that particular time, to say, you know, well, I had to change the lyrics, but it said something like, don't go thinking just because you made me, just don't think that because you made me that you can break me. Your record label, I done saved it, now I'm mad. No, save it. So basically, that's basically what the song is really all about, and it also just encompasses me appreciating everyone else that was, you know, in support of me in that particular time.
Spending all my time trying to mend your broken heart, and now you tell me about your ex, the very snitch that broke your heart. No, forget you. They got you labeled as a king, and now you think you rule my world. They didn't tell you I'm supreme, and in my world I'm freaking queen. Yeah, forget you. It's undile, my politician. It's undile, I'm innocent. Tell me why you're politician. Hey, tando, lufana no go forgive me. Hey, tando, lufana no go forgive me. Yeah, you watch me fall apart, crying myself to sleep at night. Oh, goddamn, you played your part. Hope you happy about yourself. Forget you. Had enough to say, you made me. Don't go thinking you could break me. We were happy, you done messed it. Now I'm mad, no nigga save it. Forget you. It's undile, my politician. It's undile, I'm innocent. Tell me why you're politician. Hey, tando, lufana no go forgive me. Hey, tando, lufana no go forgive me. Los cantandi, yeah, bilai komnandi, oh yeah, bilai komnandi, oh yeah, Carlos Los Canandi, it's undile, my politician. It's undile, I'm innocent. Tell me why you're politician. Hey, tando, lufana no go forgive me. Hey, tando, lufana no go forgive me.
Before having experienced what I experienced, I think I was very naive. I think that I was very fearful, which was one of the things that actually stood in the way of my own growth. I gave people so much credibility in thinking that they actually can make me. And I remember writing a song called Busisiwe, which really just speaks about me having to bury the old me in order for the new person that I'm becoming to take the opportunities that are presented to her. I remember just looking back at everything that I have experienced, really just being grateful for having gone through that path, because out of that, I became a better artist, I became a stronger woman, I became less fearful of standing up for myself and really just advocating my feelings and advocating for myself. And I think the naivety kind of fell away very used to, I mean, I was young, so I was very gullible and gave people so much credit where it was not due at times. So I've become a better artist. I've become a better individual. I've become a woman who's willing to stand her own ground. So yeah, I'm just really looking forward to what I will be doing in the future in terms of myself personally. I think one thing that I actually was speaking about to my management is learning to forgive. But for me, forgiveness is not just learning to forgive my perpetrator, but also just learning to forgive myself for allowing myself to go through what I went through for the time that, you know, I had to experience what I experienced. So that's why I'm saying that I've grown so much. So it really just me seeking for truth. You know, I think when everything was transpiring and there was media and there was people having their opinions about this whole thing, when you hear certain things that come from a particular individual who had claimed to love you, all you just want to say is it really true? I don't want to hear it from anybody else. I just want you to be the one that tells me the truth. I want you to be the one that is honest and open with me about whatever it is that you are saying, and be man enough to actually say it in my face. Because I think when you go into a relationship, when I go into a relationship, I think I give so much of myself to that particular person, and I think for me, the only thing I would expect in return is for them to be honest to me as well. So, but I feel like when I released this song, it really just gave me some kind of closure to what I had gone through. And yeah, it is what it is.
Angifuni ukuzwa ngabantu. Ngabe iqiniso yini? Ngabe iqiniso yini? Angifuni ukuzwa ngabantu. Njengoba ngikubuza, funa ukuzuvuma. Baby, I did you wrong. Njengoba ngikubuza nje, funa ukuzuvuma. Baby, I did you wrong. Train wreck when you broke my heart. I knew the truth, but it hit me hard. In my head, what the f? Why we gotta take it this far? Click, click, I pull out the gun. You broke my heart, you son of a gun. In my head, I am so far gone. Baby, I'm a woman's scorn. God be goodness, God be goodness, angifuni ukuzwa ngabantu. Ngabe iqiniso yini? Ngabe iqiniso yini? Angifuni ukuzwa ngabantu. Njengoba ngikubuza, funa ukuzuvuma. Baby, I did you wrong. Njengoba ngikubuza nje, funa ukuzuvuma. Baby, I did you wrong. look at me, look at what you've done. I guess you say that it ain't your fault. You're just sorry that you got caught. Why you gotta do me so wrong? It's even harder to forgive a man who ain't got nothing to give. All he does is lie and deceive. Why we gotta take it this far? Not because I'm full of ang funuguzwa ngabantu njengoba ngikubuza funukuzufuma yebo baby I did you wrong njengoba ngikubuza nje funukuzufuma baby, I did you wrong.
With everything that's gone, that's actually happened, I don't want my situation to define who I am, to define the kind of brand that I become, but I feel that somehow God redirected me through this situation because I needed to advocate for so many young women that go through what I had gone through. My wish for myself is to find love again, because I am a sucker for love, to find happiness, to be content with the choices that I made that led me to this place. It was horrific, but eventually the ending was actually quite beautiful because it molded me into the artist that I've actually become. So as much as there is bad, there's so much good to take away from my past situation. And just to also say that I want to thank 999 for actually opening up doors for me, because they are the company that actually put me on, and they were the plug at that particular time. So everything that has transpired between myself and the owner doesn't really take away the contribution that they've actually had in my life and putting me on and giving me an opportunity when no one else actually did. So for that, thank you. Just to, I want to find love. I want to make children. I want to get married. I want all these things for myself, and just to put everything in the past and move on with my life. And which is obviously very difficult right now with the court case going back and forth. So you have to relive these moments every now and then and be reminded of what, you've gone through, which makes the healing process a bit of a stumbling block, which makes courts a bit of a stumbling block in my healing process. But other than that, I really just, I don't want it to take away from the loving, caring, warm human being that I am and always will be. So my experience could never, ever make me or turn me into a cold human being. I was raised by two parents who reminded me, who taught me actually about love and what love is and what love shouldn't be. And I think that's why I was able to actually stand up for myself to say, you know what, this is not for me, and decided to just walk away. So I really look forward to just continue making great music and inspiring young women in an industry that, I guess what industry is not male-dominated? We are living in a patriarchal society, but You know, we have to make do with what we have, and we have to work twice as hard as an average male. So, yeah, it's been a great journey of experiencing and learning about myself and learning the kind of person that I really want to be and what it is that I stand for. And what I really appreciate is that through my story, I'm able to advocate for so many women that have actually gone through what I've gone through and give power to their voice and allow my voice to be the voice of 1,000 women. What I've realized in my experience is that what is at play is power at all times. And sometimes you allow certain things to happen because you think that the people that are handling you at that particular time are obviously of your best interest. And it took me a while to understand that I was actually never about me as an artist, and that I was just basically a tool for vengeance, which is what I realized at the end of the day. But I was naive enough because I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, and I would like to think that everyone has good in them. But yeah, I mean, it's not everyone that has great intentions. But like I said, you know, with everything that I've experienced, I've really, really grown. I still do give people the benefit of the doubt. I still see good in people that I meet every day. I obviously need the person to prove me wrong about who they really are. But I always give individuals the benefit of the doubt, but, you know, I'm not as naive as I was before. I think what's important also that I've learned is that you must always remember to guard your heart, because everything that you do, your heart is like the engine of everything you do. So it's like a car. If the car's engine is a mess, you're not gonna go anywhere. When I speak about guarding your heart, I don't necessarily mean shutting your emotions down completely. That's not what I speak of. When I speak about guarding your heart, is just to be careful who you let in to your personal space, because that is your holy grail. And I think what most people misunderstood about me coming out with my story was not to try and tarnish the name of the perpetrator, but it was just, you know, me exercising my rights. It was me just, you know, reminding people about the matter of principle, that you cannot hurt individuals and think that you can get away with it. And for me, all I really ever wanted from this whole experience was just for someone to say, you know what, I hurt you and I'm sorry. And maybe it was a mistake or whatever the intention might have been, but just say that I'm sorry and mean it and have good intentions. You know, I think it's always so much easier to forgive someone who's genuine about their apology, and that's basically what I wanted from this whole thing from the beginning. And that's still all that I want, even now. But I think I'm coming to terms with the fact that I'm dealing with an individual who will never accept the fact that they have hurt me, and therefore I have to learn to forgive, whether or not an apology was extended to me. It's also a pity that society actually victimizes women that actually stand up for themselves. It then starts becoming your fault. What did you do for that person to do 1, 2, and 3? What did you say? And for me, it's really just, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I think if someone is man enough, then they will just walk away and be the bigger person. It doesn't really just justify anything. So basically, I just wanted you to say that you were sorry and actually mean it. And if you are watching this today, that's all I ever wanted. I just wanted you to apologize to me, to my family, and having put us through what you have put us through. And I hope one day you will find it in your heart to see your ways and genuinely apologize to any other person. It doesn't have to be me, to any other person that you might have done wrong. And an apology can actually go a long way, and that's what people don't understand. But yeah, that's what it is, and that's how his cookie crumbles. But that's all I ever wanted. Indeed, Dinge, for me personally, really just speaks to me wanting to be with someone, but then saying to them, I understand and know that I come with so much scars. I come with so much baggage. I'm not perfect. I have so many imperfections, and according to society, I probably am not the greatest candidate to make a girlfriend or a wife or a mother, but I just want you to love me with all my imperfections. I want you to love me and accept me for who I am, and really just look beyond my past experience and find that human in me. And I just want to be with someone that doesn't look at me as CiCi the artist, but I want someone to come into my life and look at me as Ubusisiwe, and to say, with all your imperfections and all your scars, I love you as you are, and embrace me.
I was alone for a while, go bound to say, yeah, more gonna say I'm fooling. I've got issues and I be simply sweaty. When you're my Zulu, the figure in Tungu, the Tumili Zulu, the figures in Tungu, Wanzima, Oktandomo, Angbambe, Swallow. I don't know how to love you, don't leave me. Mangilwa netungu zong lamle, zong kuse. Dekelong itinge, dekelong itinge. Fana no totu zong toshung antoshi, tandang il tola mangleba wapole. Dekelong Toshung and Toshi, Tandang il tola mangleba.
You've been tuned in to BET's In Her Voice, and I just want to take this opportunity to thank you for tuning in and listening to my story told in my voice. Yeah!